With my teacher. My name is Daniela Diaz, and well, I'm going to share my presentation. Well, I'm going to talk about grammatical functions, tips to teach objects, in this case, direct, indirect, and oblique. Well, I want to start by saying what is an object. Object is the person or thing affected by an action. This action is described in the verb. We can see in this example. John wrote his book. In this case, book is the object created by the action of writing. There are three types of objects: direct, indirect, and oblique. So, talking about direct object, the direct object is the entity affected by the action. I will show you some tips on how to recognize this kind of object. We can to answer the question what or whom after an action verb. So in other words, the direct object is a noun phrase affected directly by an action performed by the subject in the clause. For example, in this sentence, she burned the toast. We can do the question, what did Mary burn? And the answer is toast. So toast is the direct object. The second example, we bought a new computer. The question is, what did we buy? And the answer is a computer. So the direct object is computer. Another tip to recognize is that the direct object generally comes after the verb, just in the subject generally comes before it. So in this example, subject, the tourist, verb, visited, and the direct object is the water. So the indirect object is the entity benefited by the action. Some things to recognize the indirect object is that the indirect object tells to whom, for whom, or for to whom is the action of the verb, and done and we receive to direct object. So is a noun phrase, so it can be a noun or a pronoun. In this case, there is an example. She gave Peter a cup of tea. In this case, Peter is the indirect object. The indirect objects are usually placed directly before the direct object. We can see in this example. He carried a gift. The indirect object is carry and the direct object is a gift. So we can notice that is before the indirect object is before the direct object. And finally, we have the oblique object. The oblique object is an object introduced by a preposition to, for, or another. So some tips is that an oblique object is occurs in a prepositional phrase. In this example, she was bitten by an spider. An oblique object is a noun, a pronoun managed by a preposition, such as, in this example, the cat gets in their house when they are sleeping. So in there is the oblique object. So it's important that as students to recognize these kind of objects in a question and recognize where is the subject and where is the object. That's my presentation. Thank you very much.